Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I just want to talk about Darktide. We all know that Darktide is going to have a brand new gameplay reveal on December the 10th. So this is kind of like a pre-video to that because I just want to discuss some of my wants from Darktide before we go into that abyss of information, and also just to explain what information we actually have currently, because there is a couple of things that you may not be aware of. So let's jump in and let's get talking. So let's of course start with the big information, which is the gameplay reveal on the 10th of December. This is happening at a Game Award ceremony. We have no idea how long the gameplay reveal is going to be. Is it going to be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 30 seconds? Completely no idea. What I can tell you is that the developers themselves are going to be sending me that footage with hopefully a little bit extra more information attached to it. So as soon as I get that, I will be also making another video dedicated to that footage and the information that I received from them. Now, one of the main talking points is what really is this game? We all know that Fat Shark are making it, but what is it going to involve? We know Vermintide is one of their other games set in the Warhammer IP, but that is of course Warhammer Fantasy. And when you compare Warhammer Fantasy to Warhammer 40,000, it is more of a range game than a melee game. Of course, Warhammer 40,000 does have a massive impact when it comes to melee weapons, but as a whole, it's all about the las guns, bolters, blowing people from across the room more or less. So I think that this game is going to focus more on the range aspect rather than the melee aspect that the Vermintide game did. Now, in the background, you are seeing a little clip that was from the teaser trailer announcing that the gameplay reveal is going to be on the 10th of December. And in that, there was a scene which has been covered before by a couple of people. It's been posted on Facebook, social media sites, where if you pause it at the right time, you can actually see three characters or three individuals walking forward. One of them seems to be an Ogirim. One of them seems to be a Karskin, and one of them seems to be a female Imperial. I want to say officer. I'm not too sure. It looks like a sergeant. I always put down sergeants when they got the headsets on their head. Now, the question is, what actually are we playing? Are we playing as guard in this game, or are we going to be playing as something else? For me, I think the confirmation has already been put out there. If you go over to the Steam page of the Darktide game, in the description about the game, it actually states it's up to you and your allies in the Inquisition to root out the enemy before the city succumbs to chaos. Now, what this means is that you and your merry band of men will be employed by the Inquisition. This is how it works. For those of you who have read Ravenor, you've read Eisenhorn, we all know that Inquisitors employ the best of the best. They go around looking for the best mercenaries, the best psychers. This is just how they do it because they want their jobs to succeed. So they try to recruit the best individuals. So it makes sense if they have like an Ogirim in there, maybe like a psyker, a badass guardsman or woman who's excelled in combat. They want to take their services from the battlefield and employ them to greater needs of the Imperium. So what does that mean for the class system? Are we got to even have class systems in this game? Are we got to have like the tank, the DPS, the range type of fighter, the melee type of fighter? When I look at this, I'm trying to base it off Vermintide as much as possible, but it's hard to do because, as I've stated before, when you look at Vermintide, that is more of a melee focused game rather than a range focused game. So when it comes to like range characters, I'm thinking maybe psychers like the Ogirim or Ogrim, however you bloody pronounce it. I'm sure people pronounce it the other way. I'm just going to call it Mr. Big Guy. So when it comes to the Mr. Big Guy, I can see him definitely as like a tank class. He can, take a bit of a beating. And when it comes to range classes, maybe like a weapons expert who has a lot of DAC, maybe something like a I won't say a tech marine, but a tech adept or something that can like deploy turrets or fix turrets and really bring the firepower to the battlefield. I think that could be a nice little change. But whatever happens, I think it will mostly focus on range combat. And in terms of combat, of course, when you come to play games like this, it's all about who you're fighting. Who are we going to be fighting in Darktide? What is the story going to be in this game? Now, another reveal that we had over the past couple of days is the image that you see in the background. Again, this is for the gameplay reveal happening on the 10th of December, and it's showing off a traitor guardsman, which is really, really cool because so far all we had was Nurgle stuff. We saw the CGI trailer, we saw like the screenshots and stuff that is over on the Steam page, which just show Nurgle. I actually just thought it was going to be pure Nurgle. So it's nice to see now that we're actually going to be going against some human combatants as well. And I have to take a guess. I don't think this guy is Nurgler at all. If I was to look at him straight away and just say what allegiance he aligns himself to, I would probably say Khorne. I see blood smeared all over his chest plate. I see spikes. I see skulls hanging off his waist. So hopefully there's going to be a bit more gods and more cults involved in this game, which is always good, because when you base it like on one sect like Nurgle, then you kind of get sick of just seeing like Nurgly stuff. But if they can have like Khorne, Tzeentch, Slanesh even, I think it makes a nice little blend. You know, you can purge in all flavors of chaos, which is pretty cool. But of course, that depends on the story. And if we're following Vermintide, I know Vermintide had a story. Of course, it was set during the end times and stuff, but it wasn't really like a narrative push for you to do the next missions. You can do any missions in any order you want. That's the way I saw it anyway. But when it comes to 40k, for me personally, I really hope that this has a more narrative setting that focuses on you to push towards certain missions to achieve certain objectives. Like when I used to play Vermintide, I used to go in and just chop rats' heads off. That was basically the start and end for me. So if they can have that, you know, more narrative setting in Darktide, I'm completely all for that. And another big dose of information we're going to be getting is through the PC Gamer magazine. They've confirmed that they're doing a multi-page spread on Darktide. You can see it now, the cover is in the background. Brutal co-op combat in a mega city at war. When I hear mega city, I think of Judge Dredd. I think they mean hive cities, but you can't really follow them if they get confused, because they basically are the same thing. Now, this is going to be the December issue, so if I'm not mistaken, and if I've heard correct, and I read correct, this is supposed to be coming out on the 10th of December as well. So if that is true, I'm going to go down to my local Tesco or Asda or whatever bloody sells PC Gamer tomorrow, and I'll try and pick up the copy, and I'll do a video looking at all the information that's in there. I'll just point the camera down to the book, and we'll go through it all together, and we'll read it together as one big happy purging family. I am definitely getting in the hype mood now for this game. Since I saw the CGI trailer, it really did pique my interest. I know Fat Shark have had a really good run with Vermintide. Looking at Vermintide, I know they can make a good Warhammer game, so this even excites me more. So yeah, I cannot wait for tomorrow, not only for the PC Gamer article, but also for the gameplay reveal. I know Cyberpunk is probably on everyone's mind at the moment, but as I've been saying, that game's not really for me. I couldn't really give a toss about it. I'm just fully in with Warhammer 40,000, so yeah, this is where all my hype is heading to. Alright, Chaperonios, that is enough waffling for me as always. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on Darktide. What stuff would you like to see in Darktide? For those of you who've played Vermintide, what aspects of Vermintide would you like advanced and put into Darktide? Maybe something different, maybe like, you know, more skins, more player-made mobs, player-made missions, anything like that. Post it down below, and we can have a nice little chat down there, as we always do. See you now, have a great day, and bye-bye.